I mean, I'm just reminded of the Joseph's story. Oh gosh, I gotta think about the line, the scripture. Um, what you intended for evil, God made for good.
Right. It's
Uh,
about
I mean, I knew I needed therapy in Texas, so this was like 2015. So this has been like years and years. I knew I needed it, and I know I went to one in 2016, but I didn't like take his advice. But he was there to talk to me, and have a listening ear once a week. So I needed that, but it wasn't until probably like 2020 when I got suspended. Yeah, suspended from Boise Bible College um, because of my mental health issues. I mean, there's not another really way to explain it or to better describe how I got suspended, but I did get suspended from Boise Bible College because I was mentally ill. There's no other way to really explain it. But if that didn't happen, who would have known if I would have taken this journey of taking my mental health seriously, actually taking therapy seriously, taking their advice, doing the homework. Um, who say maybe I would have in a couple years from now, but if if that event never happened, who just say where I will be now? But it did happen, and it's weird to thank BBC in a weird roundabout way for suspending me. But I guess it's no different than saying thank you to Jesus about His blood. We say thank you for your blood, Jesus. So yeah, in a weird and it's weird to thank someone for pain and for agony, but sometimes really good things can come out of tragedies.
Absolutely. I think that was definitely appreciate you sharing that because I remember you telling me about how they almost, I guess, kind of promised that they weren't going to do what they did when it came to suspending you. And then when it boils down to it, like it wasn't even maybe couple months later that, your situation happened and they just flat out, suspended you. And that kind of, I guess, I say in a way that was definitely wrong on their part, but it kind of woke you up in a way of like wanting to really take your mental health seriously and to address that and to get on a journey to to healing some of those moments that you went through. And I mean, I'm definitely sure that I mean, I'm pretty sure that you maybe every now and then those problems still arise, but overall, I feel like you probably, for the most part, have definitely overcome a lot of that, and especially now that you're at a different college and you're about to graduate here in a few months with your worship ministry degree. So that's just definitely a good outcome out of this story because those people at BBC probably thought of you as one way, but then here you are proving them wrong another way. So that's definitely good to see that you're getting a better, not that you're about to like end here, but like you're having a good happy ending when it comes to your college experience.
Yeah, no, I mean, I made the joke, I think last week to a friend. I was like, BBC is shaking right now. um, see, if you told me this 2 years ago, I would not have made a joke like this. So yeah, I'm at a really beautiful I don't want to say end, transition from school therapy. Now I gotta look for ministry jobs and worship leading jobs and worship pastor jobs now. So I'm just in a. I think everything's going is tying up in a nice little bow. This section of my life, and now I'm on my new journey of becoming a minister, which I know I wanna help with mental health issues. I'm not a counselor, so I can't be a licensed therapist, but that doesn't mean you can't come to me. I could talk to you over a cup of coffee and ask you about your experiences and help you find a therapist. But I do want to help serve and help minister to people who are struggling with their mental health for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome that you want to even like have that opportunity to lead people to the right kind of people to talk to when it comes to a therapist or a counselor or something like that. Like you said, since you don't have you're not licensed, but it's definitely good that you've had experiences with mental health and you want to, you know, show people kind of like the way you like went about doing it. And let's say you're definitely going about it the right way. And I just definitely can't wait to see in 2023, you know, where the Lord leads you when it comes to a ministry job because you definitely come so far and definitely BBC is they're definitely shaking for sure. They're probably thinking like, who is this person? This is not the Alex that we expelled. It's like, hold on, plot twist.
Oh yeah.
So, so yeah, I love that. I love, you know, just seeing that both of y'all have definitely, you know, we all definitely have a journey that we're still going on, but we're definitely going up from where we were. We're not in rock bottom. I started thinking of SpongeBob, but we're not in rock bottom anymore. I love that episode. But but yeah, we're not you know the at the bottom of our lives. You know, maybe at some point, you know, something um bad may happen. You know, of course, we're storms are bound to happen, but I'm just glad to see that we're on a upward hill towards overcoming these issues and or learning how to prepare for the next time a storm comes. So definitely glad to see that. I see that, but for me, like I guess when I think of like some early warning signs that come with like to where you know that your mental health is being affected, um, I think of like a few different things. I think of like hopelessness, like it's almost like you feel unmotivated to do anything, or even like substance abuse, you know, may increase in your life. You may turn to other things instead of, you know, God or to your family, or you may become more like irritable, or you may become kind of like more, you know, sad or you know, or upset, or maybe even your eating habits, you know, dramatically change your sleeping habits can change. You know, it could become a struggle. You may start probably having like some headaches, possibly. I mean, I guess that is just definitely a bunch of different like effects that can happen for different amount of people. This doesn't, all of these don't apply to every single person, but it can apply. At least one thing could probably apply to each person, or less. You may not even have no energy to get out of bed. It can lead to someone you know, wanting to hurt themselves. You know, there's so many different, you know, routes. So, with that being in mind, that kind of leads me to my last question, actually. So, if somebody is wanting help on their mental health, where should they go to?
Um, I guess I can go first on this. There's a place called Mountain Lakes Behavioral Healthcare here. That's where I go to therapy at. But they can go to counseling, like just find like a local mental health like place they can go to. Um, like if you're in school, you can go to like your guidance counselor to basically talk to them, or like what I've been really doing myself instead of like talking how I feel, I got like a journal that's sitting right up there in my little spot. Well, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's just sit right up there. And when I feel like I can't talk about how I feel, I write it out.
Yeah, I love that. I actually have a journal as well that I do at least once a month. I always like writing in my journal. I have one where I write a journal to God. And actually, like in recent years, I've been trying to write a letter to myself each and every month. So I just like having those moments of one talking to God and then one talking to myself, like, you know, kind of telling myself, like, this is the stuff that you're going through at this point, you know, trying to encourage myself. I know some people may be thinking like you're insane, like you know, you're talking to yourself at this point. But I think it's good to have self-reflection and good time to kind of, you know, talk to yourself about these things and to express it in writing. And for me to even look back on those writings and realize like, oh my gosh, I forgot that I went through this problem, or I forgot that I, you know, this happened to me, and like here I am trying to talk myself, trying to encourage myself and being a motivator. So I definitely like looking back on those. So I think journaling is definitely a really good idea.
Hmm. Right.
Yeah, no, people. I'm not a journalist. I'm not someone to write things down, and that's okay. That's just me. But no, I know journaling can be very helpful. But my advice is find the right counselor because as I said earlier, I just found these doctors who just wanted to numb me, but didn't actually want to go down to the core issue. And every time I would talk to a new to doctor, I was like, hey, let's not do drugs because all I'm gonna do is just not pay attention to the label and just take more and more. And they were like, okay, and still prescribe me. So I was very happy to find a psychiatrist that would be like, okay, fine, we're gonna go down to the core issue. So I would definitely say, I mean, therapy it's kind of a trial and error. If one doesn't work for you, it's okay to not go back to them and find a new one. Find one that fits you and how you want to work with it. If you're okay with, if you want the medication, then that's fine. That can work. It didn't work for me. So try and find one that can work for you, because it's your journey. It's not, just because they have books. It's because they have degrees and they can use the same treatment for different things doesn't mean it's right for specifically you. So finding the right therapist, finding the right help is always the best thought.